Thank you, Melanie, for that wonderful presentation. Our next presenter is Cymone Davis. She's a mass communications major at Claflin University. She's here participating in the Summer Humanities Institute, and her presentation is titled Making the Headlines, an analysis of why Black teens are enticed into gang involvement in Los Angeles and Chicago. Please give a warm welcome to Cymone Davis.
Hello everyone. As the facilitator stated, my name is Cymone Davis, and I'm a senior mass communications major from Claflin University in Orangeburg, South Carolina. In the summer, I had the opportunity with working with Dr. Keidra Morris and the Summer Humanities Institute. And my research for this summer is Making the Headlines, an analysis of why Black teens are enticed into gang involvement in the city of Los Angeles. Every year, Black men in high poverty-stricken neighborhoods are faced with a dilemma. Young Black youths must decide how to interact or avoid gangs in their communities, particularly African-American street gangs in the cities of Los Angeles and Chicago are viewed by the mainstream media and Americans as dangerous and corrupt groups that do little to uplift and serve their members or larger communities. And for the purpose of today's conference, I would focus solely on Los Angeles. I emphasize Black street gangs in this particular city because of the huge number of people and the high amount of criminal activity associated with these organizations. This metropolis has had as many as 2,000 gang-affiliated individuals. The gangs originated over 3 decades ago in this demographic area. Specifically, the study focused on the Crips versus the Bloods of the Los Angeles area. My research moves beyond the stories that make national headlines and analyzes the origins of inner-city young males' participation in 2 key gangs in the Los Angeles area. I examined 3 major reasons why young Black men from underprivileged backgrounds want to join gangs in this city. I argue that they are attracted to the gang's philosophy and customs, the financial mobility associated with this lifestyle, and a sense of belonging they may not have been able to find elsewhere. They function as a substitute family and sometimes can be intergenerational. A family member, father, or even a grandfather could have been a previous or a current gang member. This research applied to further extend information in the study of sociology and possibly assist with the study of Black men and subcultures. In a broader sense, the media and mainstream America will have a better understanding of the importance of Black street gangs to young Black men. Throughout my presentation, I referred to coin terminology used in the book called More Than Just Race, Being Black and Poor in the Inner City by sociologist William Julius Wilson. The term structure and cultural forces refers to some restrictions placed upon many African Americans in inner cities to withhold them from reaching their full potential. As defined in the book, structural forces are the way the social positions, social roles, and networks of social relationships are arranged in our institutions, such as economy, polity, education, and organization of the family. And in the book, cultural forces refer to the sharing of outlooks and modes of behavior among individuals who face similar place-based circumstances. Just to get a broader understanding of some examples within structural and cultural forces: racial discrimination in employment, lack of education opportunities for structural forces, and the cultural forces are ingrained mentality that assumes the system is not set up for them to succeed, and a family history of gang association. In the following clips from the Crips and the Bloods Made in America and Bastards of the Party, which are documentaries that you can find on YouTube and Netflix, shows how some of the forces led up to gang involvement in Los Angeles. And in the following clip is a newspaper from 1975 with the LA Times, as the reporters to go into the Los Angeles community and progress to see how the progression or the problems are. And in this newspaper, it shows that for the Black in the ghetto, the goal is survival. And so even in the outside, you can see how it affected Los Angeles. Before the Crips and the Bloods, and how the Crips and Bloods modeled their style is how the Black Panther Party. The further picture is of Apprentice Bunchy Carter, which he was the president for the Los Angeles chapter and for the Black Panther Party. And in 1969, he was assassinated on UCLA's campus. Some of the programs that the Black Panther Party administered was sickle cell awareness, free hot breakfast and lunch, and free clinic services. For Los Angeles is the home of the two most infamous street gangs in the United States. In the 1980s, there was a peak in gang membership at a high of 75,000 members, resulting in over 3,000 gang-related reported homicides. Gang-related homicides are deaths due to abuse from particular gangs. Most likely the largest gang nation in the United States is the Crips. The founders or the co-founders of the Crips is Raymond Washington, right there, and Stanley Tookie Williams. The Crips modeled the Black Panther Party in style and at first had a constitution that was similar to the Black Panther Party's 10-point program. The Crips are known all over the Southern California and have other gang sets within Southern California, like the East Side Crips, the West Side Crips, Avalon Garden Crips, and the Inglewood Crips. With the Crips growing in numbers throughout Southern California, there were other gangs who resisted forming an alliance with them. Thus, this began the #1 enemy nation against the Crips, the Bloods. The Bloods were formed out of retaliation due to the amount of Crips growing and terrorizing smaller gangs. Many of the smaller gangs grouped together as one and created the Bloods. The original gangs that began the Blood Alliance were the Piru Street Boys, the LA Brims, the Denver Lanes, the Bishop, the Bounty Hunters, and the Athens Park Gang. Some of the people that are known for starting the Blood Alliance are Eugene Taboo Battle and Roosevelt Cowboy Banks, amongst others. It is speculated the Crips outnumber the Bloods 3-1, but the Bloods do not let statistics discourage them. For every neighborhood that has ties to the Crips, there's a neighborhood near it with a set of Bloods. The Bloods are known for their organization of the philosophy, all for one, one for all. They also have rules and bylaws, are viewed to be sacred, and if violated, members will face consequences, sometimes even death. Each gang uses American values and have flags and colors to represent them. The Crips are known for wearing the color blue, while Bloods are known for wearing the color red. And each gang has a mentality of total warfare that is seen in the military. So they view their gang affiliation as the army, and the enemy nation could be the Bloods if it's the Crips, and if the Crips is the Bloods. And they feel as though they're soldiers within this war, and their battle warfare is among Southern California. Gangs thrive in underclass areas of these cities, and they also live in poor economic neighborhoods. Watts, Compton, Inglewood, Oakwood, and other black neighborhoods all have sections that are considered the ghettos of LA. In these neighborhoods, gangs seem to be the only creed some black youths have from surviving in such harsh living conditions. Los Angeles neighborhoods are both filled with unemployed blacks. And being a member of a gang is not only enticing for a different class lifestyle, but it also makes the man feel adequate in that he's making enough money to support his family. Some black males think joining a gang is their only option. And if black men want to be important in the black community, they view gang affiliation as an opportunity. Poor living conditions in neighborhoods aid the progression of some black men in gangs. For young black men searching for any opportunity to gain money, respect, and other economic gains, street gangs appears to be the only solution. A young man can steal drugs or sell drugs for money, fight and kill other gang members for respect on the streets, and continue to gain power through his influence in the gang. Sometimes gangs are placed because of the influence of the family, and in this following video explains how the role of absent mothers and fathers can lure youth to become part of a gang. And can you start at 40 seconds?
I can say that my whole life, I was trying to figure out why my mother didn't love me, or why my mother didn't show me love. If she could say it, she couldn't show it, meaning that she never once gave me a hug or a kiss. It'd be $20, because she would have to go somewhere. But all the while, I started chasing other men, other people and giving them the love I thought I should have, it made me act out. It made me resent her in a certain way. Only because I could have resented my dad, but he never showed me the negative energy. He just was gone. So all I had was the thought of who he was and who am I?
For others, it could be intergenerational. They knew when and which gang they were going to join since birth. And this following clip explains how some men were raised into gangs. This particular man explains how gangs can be generational. Children and toddlers are raised in environments to become gang members by their father, uncle, or even other older siblings. They become recruited into the gang as early as 11 years old. And the picture's kind of blurry, but this child is holding up a gang sign. Can you please play us 7 minutes, please?
It's not like you're gonna get out of it somewhere. You raised into it, like this is what they teach you at a young age. I was really a good dude. And, getting chased out of school, getting shot at all the time. And you like, fuck it, I'm damn if I do, damn if I don't. I didn't get jumped in this. I grew up in this. My mom grew up in my neighborhood. My dad from my neighborhood. All my uncles from my neighborhood. So I don't look at it as like no gang thing. It's just family.
Some may wonder, as of today, what is changing? There's a lot of anti-gang activity, and many gang members from the historical reference in which I'm talking about are trying to change the lives of Los Angeles men. Men such as Shekiah Shakur, Clyde Sloan, and even the Crips co-founder, Stanley Tookie Williams, are a few people who have tried to aid in the decline of gang membership. And it's important to note out that the Crips co-founder, Stanley Tookie Williams, as he was in prison in San Quentin, he denounced his affiliation with the Crips, and he actually apologized to the public and formed the Crips. And up until his execution in 2005, he actually said that the reason why he was incarcerated is because of like the police and how they misinformed murders that they said that he committed, but as he claimed, he still did not. And there are other programs such as Save Our Souls, SOS, and Ceasefire, based in New York City and Chicago. And these programs are committed to diffusing gang battles within city limits and positioning themselves right in between the drama of gangs. Why do young black men pursue life in gangs? I conclude that some black teens are placed in an inner ghetto world where there are little alternatives, and the majority of them do not know how to lead this lifestyle. The philosophy and the rules gangs live by, the enticing lifestyles, and the family atmosphere gangs provide all have major influences on whether young, poor men decide to become involved in gangs. Some men who join gangs live in low socioeconomic housing communities and drop out of school at an unprecedented rate. In this conference, I have focused on young black men from the ages of 11 to 24 becoming involved with the Crips and Bloods in the Los Angeles area. In the future, I will also include the effects on young women affiliated with this particular gangs and the media's portrayal of black street gangs. In short, I conclude that young black youths are placed between structural and cultural forces that determine their future. This project has been designed to help better understand the circumstances that make young men decide to join gangs. And here are my acknowledgments. And I also want to give a special thank you